Okay, welcome back to these random videos. I don't even know what they are. They're just random, literally. Um, something. So I had an interesting realization this moment, or not, had an interesting realization this week, earlier this week, probably midweek. I would say like Wednesday or Thursday, but um, yeah, I had a realization. So with all the shit I've been going through, all that fun stuff, me on my little emotional journey, um, I had a realization. So, one of the biggest things with me was fear, and I think just fear of the unknown, and I think just one of those fears of just kind of losing who I was as a person. And I think something that I want to say is that everything will be all right. Like truly, everything will be all right. Mm, and I say that because, you know, in a moment of my life where I probably went through one of the more tougher decisions that I had to make, I was fearful of what the outcome would be like with me, and just wondering how I will turn out, because I always pictured myself, being in that situation, being comfortable in that place without actually exploring a little bit more deeply of who I was as a person. So the realization that I had was that, as the great person I was, for the most part, I wasn't obviously the greatest, but the happy spirit, likes to make people smile, just say little things to just brighten someone's day up. I thought I would lose that, and I think that was the biggest thing that I was scared of. Going out of that whole situation, more specifically, just a relationship that I lost with close someone. I was always just fearful of who I would be as a person afterwards, and I think that was probably why it was extremely hard for me to let go, because I was just like I was okay with the person I was, but I think a lot of that was just being very emotionally dependent on that person, and for some reason it spiraled into who I was, like the identity that I had at that time. So, you know, being alone kind of taught me that I that's just me, literally just me. I'm the person that just likes to make people smile. I'm the person that likes to brighten someone's day. I'm like say supporting words, like just like being good energy, I guess. Like I wanted to be my authentic self, and for some reason I pictured that authenticity with that relationship, and after just being away for a little bit, I'm just like, I was happier afterwards. I was, I feel more confident in myself. I feel a little bit just better with the way I present myself, because it's truly me. That's just me. And now I'm kind of like in a place where, that big part of me is like healing, and it kind of encouraged me to really face all the other fears I have with everything else, because I was always just worried about how the outcome will be. Um, and now that I kind of figured out the biggest outcome with myself, I feel like I'm able to accomplish many things separate from just personal or emotional things, just like career and all that stuff. And I think, yeah, just the biggest realization is that, everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right. I haven't felt this happy in honestly probably months. I was feeling better, weeks prior to this, and but like I just feel much happier because I feel like, I'm letting go of that identity, or letting go of that emotional dependency, and truly just figuring out who I am as a person. So, when things end, it's honestly, it's not a sign that, shit's gonna tremble down, or shit's gonna absolutely go crazy in your life, but things are going to change, and obviously those things are just realizations of who you are, and maybe awaken something in yourself that you never knew you had. So, and I think that's where I'm at this moment with my own life. And I am getting into a place where, you know, well, a lot of the reasons why I wanted to stay in that place was, because of emotional dependency, because of ego, because of pride, and now that I don't have any of that really much in me, it's probably still going to be there, but it's not something that dictates my life anymore. I I healed a little bit. It's like weird to say, and I think the thing that I'm just struggling with right now is just kind of forgiving myself for not being able to show these type of feelings to individuals in my past where they were never ever given the chance to see this side of me. And that's just something I kind of have to grasp and move on, and that's just kind of the life of things. But um, it's always just I hope one day we do, and I hope things are different between us. So just many people, many friends, family that I've lost, and just things that I just regret on who I was. But I mean, it's just part of life. I think that's just kind of a realization having to having to accept that and then move on. So yeah. So this week was an extremely good week for myself emotionally, and I'm just finding that independence and finding that forgiveness within myself to hopefully show it to other people and hopefully help them with whatever they got going on. Or you know I just want to be that type of person that just walks into a room and um, expresses myself in a way that makes other people happy. So, and I think that's the goal of life, and just showing that kindness and love to everybody that might not deserve it, but it's just the way that things are. So it's out of our control, you know. But as long as you're true to yourself, that's what matters. So yeah, everything's gonna be all right. That's the biggest thing that I learned this week. And yeah, just try to find that level of independency within yourself before you find it with other people, you know, or if that even makes sense. I don't know. Just find your own independence. That's how you truly grow as a person. That's what I'm learning, at least. So yeah, just a short one this week. I hope your guys' week was good. I hope it gets better. And if it's already good, then I hope it gets more better. Peace. That's all we need. So go outside too. If it's sunny, go take a walk. Sun's good for you. Sun's really good for you. So yeah. Either way, take care, guys.